Hello, welcome to the last part of this mix rundown. How to, not how to use, because people will use it different ways, and I'm sure I broke a lot of rules. How I'm using the Fabfilter plugins. This mix was done with Fabfilter plugins only. So where we are so far, we moved everything. We cut, we boost, we've done the bass, we've done the drums, we've done the guitars and strings. What I wanted to achieve is that very soft, very subtle effect with a lot of kind of esoteric touch to it. I hope I managed, in my opinion. So far, so good. Okay, let's bring the vocals to it. So they now sit quite well in the mix. They always present, always given what they supposed to be given. Let's go to the submaster, and we will talk also about my delay and attempts to recreate some reverb, which I'm using for the snare. So first of all, the whole the all basses, which is drums, high-end bass, guitars, orchestra and vocals, go into my submaster. I prefer working this way. The submaster feeds to master, where I have only the analyzer and nothing else. So let's talk about submaster now. Again, Saturn. I cannot speak a bad word about this plugin. What the Saturn does in this instance is anywhere between 136 and below, which is a very low end, and gives a little clean tube saturation with quite a bit of a drive. I love my low end to be nice and present and driven. Some people don't, I do. The middle band is also quite high on the drive, 44 almost % on a warm tape, just to warm it up a bit, and a high end, quite a bit of a drive again, 69 almost 70% on a clean tape, which when you look on the drive might seem a bit exaggerated. However, the clean tape gives you a very nice and clean sound, and that's why I went for it. So let's bring it into the mix. So let me be what you ask me, please. So touch down your heart to my chest, fix what needs fixing, 'cause you are what I believe in. That just does the magic for me. That's why I love the Saturn so much. Next, on the chain is just a limiter. The limiter does little or even less than little. I just needed to boost the overall gain to feed my master with some decent level, yet still leave a lot of headroom for the mastering process. So basically this is the whole mix. The only thing we got to talk about, which is left, is a delay. I've used Timeless. The timeless, there's a lot of I started off with a stereo delay preset. I always start with a preset that then tweak it a lot, but more delay, a bit more feedback onto it, different let's call it curve or the sync slider. Then I like my delays to be slightly roomy, which means I cut off, if you will look on, I cut off the low end and I cut off the top end, so they sound, the delays sound different to the what's feed into them. On the other side, as you can see, they're both more or less feeding the same setup, so the delay is a bit duller, a bit darker, and separates well from what's feed into them. So this is my delay, and my attempt to recreate the reverb. I tried the setting, well, again, a preset called the ambient 2, and tweak it to my will. Let's say that timeless is not a reverb, and it's really hard to recreate the reverbish effect on it. At least to me, I don't know how to use it properly. Dan Worral would probably chop my head off with his knowledge. But to me, it was really hard to recreate. What I could do, I have done, and I'm feeding my snare to that reverb. I wanted a little bit of a reverb. I love reverb on the snare. That's why I have done it. Another reverb which I'm also feeding the snare is similar setup on the timeless, little different settings over here, and finally the cut on 270-ish, low end is chopped off, and 6 dB per octave, if I'm not wrong. No, it's 12, I'm sorry. Just the top end, minus 10 dB, minus 12. That's what was working for me on this instance. So the vocals are feeding through the delay, which I call delay short for some unknown to myself reason. As you can see on the vocal, there's plenty of automation. If I will go to vocal and sends, you will see the send as a pre-fader, not post-fader, goes. Let's have a listen to it. And I use these automation just to create more movement, more make track more interesting. As you can see, there's a couple of vital, like believe words which I'm exaggerating with that delay. Fits, in my opinion, quite well in the track, and continuously give that esoteric touch to the track which I wanted to achieve. Same story here. You can see there's some little automation on the very end, on the ending. What I wanted to do is just this song to fade out on the delay with a vocal on it. So let's hear it. So that's it, folks. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave them below the videos. I would greatly appreciate it. Is that the right way? of using plugins, I don't know if there is any right way. Is the right way or wrong way? No, you just use your ears and use the plugins to fit what you hear in your head to make sure the mix sounds like you want it to mix, how you want it to sound. This is the way I have used it. This is the rundown I've been requested for, so I have done it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a message, subscribe, comment. Every piece of support will be greatly appreciated. Okay, this was oh, before I go, please, if you want to know how to use the Fabfilter plugins, go to Fabfilter's YouTube channel on or Dan Worral. He did great tutorials, absolute how to use it, when to use it, how not to use it. If you want to know everything about each and every single one of them plugins I have used on this track, go to Dan Worral's tutorials. They are just one big main where you can dig in massive knowledge on how to use them, Fabfilter plugins. So basically that's it. Thank you for your time of watching it, and have a good one.